the mayor wants right now, some attention, you know. But he'll figure it out soon. He better.
It's not hard to imagine that a politician wants attention. And by saying that out loud, and by pointing out the apparent inconsistency in the policy, Kyrie is sitting right there without a mask after all. Why can't he play? KD seems to be trying to exert pressure on Mayor Eric Adams to change New York's mandate policy for workers. Thing is, mandates work. We seem to be coming out of the pandemic largely because 3/4 of all eligible Americans have had at least one shot. For New Yorkers, it's nearly 9 out of 10. A lot of people say they won't get it, they don't want to get it, but there's a high cost associated with not getting it. They get it. Want to work in New York? Get vaccinated. Know why you don't get the measles anymore? Vaccines, until anti-vaxxers campaigned on pseudoscience and vaccination rates went down. And in some places, the measles came back. KD and Kyrie are exerting pressure on the mayor because they know something. Kyrie is willing to pay the price to avoid the vaccination. Play at only half the games if that's what it comes to. He's willing to pay that price. But maybe lots of New York basketball fans don't want to pay the price of a lesser Brooklyn Nets team. But my guess is most will make that sacrifice if it means going back to a normal life. Yes, even if it means the Brooklyn Nets will be without their second best player in half their games. So sure, Mayor Adams can change a highly effective mandate policy for all of the largest municipality in the United States, or, as the mayor suggests, Kyrie can get vaccinated. That's the agenda for today. And if there weren't enough, this just in. Padres star Fernando Tatis Jr. fractured his wrist during the offseason and needs surgery that will sideline him up to 3 months. Tatis finished third in the National League MVP voting last season, leading the NL with 42 home runs in his age 22 season. This is a shame. Age 23 season, you're more or less almost in your prime. And this guy is already as good as it gets, a killer, to lose half of the season right as you enter your prime. Also, this just in, speaking of amazing players, Mets ace Jacob deGrom said today he's going to opt out of his current deal after the 2022 season. DeGrom hasn't pitched at all since last July 7th, when elbow inflammation sidelined him for the rest of the year. If you don't understand how good deGrom is, 11 walks, 146 strikeouts. It's like Pedro Martinez meets Greg Maddux. It's like Maddux level control, but with Pedro level strikeout. It's ridiculous.
You're watching the ESPN Tournament Challenge Marathon, presented by WebEx.
Most of us get a certain number of opportunities. Some of us get more than others.
Curry, a high three, got it!
The best opportunities are the opportunities that are backed up with belief. Strong belief. It's not just about opportunity, man. It's about someone believing in you.
The madness has hit its peak.
We're going to be ready. You be ready, and let's see what happens. Let's see what the hell happens.
All right, let's dive into the NCAA Tournament Challenge. Since the brackets has been announced, Gonzaga is seeing the most action, being picked as the winner in an overwhelming 35% of brackets. Michigan is the most popular double-digit seed in the opening round. 42% of brackets have the Wolverines beating 6th-seeded Colorado State. Worth noting, Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite, according to Caesars. Finally, the Duke Blue Devils are the 4th most popular pick to cut down the nets. That's not according to Jay Will. Coach K is taking a national title into retirement in 6% of total brackets. I'd like to welcome in now Sean Farnham. Sean, we go back to the ESPN 710 radio days. Former UCLA Bruin and college hoops analyst as part of the Tournament Challenge Marathon taking place all week here on the ESPN networks. Sean, millions of fans, including myself, are all looking to fill out the best bracket. Let's start in the first round. Upsets you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Vegas's odds, by the way, more lower-seeded teams are favored than we've seen in the past as far as double digits go in this NCAA tournament. So I'm gonna go past all of those and go to one that nobody's really talking about right now, and that's South Dakota State taking on Providence. Providence has played in a ton of really close games all season long. But this South Dakota State, you have to have something special that can separate you. You like shooters, Max? These guys knock it down at 45% clip. Might be the best three-point shooting team in the history of college basketball. Their offensive efficiency ranks 12th in the country. Their effective field goal percentage is #1 in the country at over 60%. And you look at Providence, they've played in a ton of close games, but I think that South Dakota State can do it. Their defense, a little bit of an issue. I also love Rutgers.
Sean, did you say 45% as a team from three?
As a team, Max, and I know you love numbers. I mean, that is blistering from beyond the arc.
As a team. The whole team is Steve Kerr or Steph Curry, it's unbelievable.
That's why a lot of people haven't seen them. This is a reason if you're looking for an upset, that might be one you not want to start looking. Again, the defensive metrics aren't that great, but Providence has played in a ton of close games. And another team that's played in a ton of close games that I think is going to pull off the upset in the first round is number 11, Rutgers against Alabama. You look at Rutgers over the course of the season, they beat Purdue, they beat Ohio State, they beat Wisconsin, they beat Illinois. They've had some really great wins. And when you look at a team that can make the upset, to me, it's not about how many wins do you have coming in the tournament. Who have you beaten over the course of the year that makes me believe that you can step up and rise up to this challenge? And we have Ron Harper Jr., who's had a sensational season for Steve Pikiell. I like Rutgers to upset Alabama in the first round as well.
45% from three. My mind is, as a team, it's not even possible. All right, almost every year we see a one seed go down in the first weekend, Sean. What one seed do you think most likely to lose first?
I'll go with the defending national champions, Baylor. And the reason why I'll go with Baylor is because I'm guessing, and this is a guess that everybody else has, that Hubert Davis will figure out how to bring the best out of North Carolina in the second round. I mean, if Carolina plays like they did against Duke in that matchup at Cameron Indoor, they can knock off Baylor. Baylor's entire resume is really special to look at. But without Jonathan Tchamwa-Tchatchoua, they've had some issues. And in particular, in the Big 12 tournament, they allowed teams to cut and move and get into the paint behind them. In the second half of their loss, their opponent shot 65%. That's not Baylor-like. So if North Carolina can defend, if you get the ball to Armando Bacot, and if you can get it to Brady Manick, like, good things are going to happen for North Carolina. I could see them pulling off the stunner in the second round.
I'm still not over this 45% as a team thing.
It's
you mentioned
nuts, right?
Hubert Davis. Hubert Davis could shoot the lights out. I don't know if he ever shot 45% from three off the top of my head. All right. Who do you have winning the whole thing this year, Sean?
It's been 25 years since a team west of Texas has won a national championship. And we come in for the first time since 2000 with two #1 seeds from the West region. It is Gonzaga, it is Arizona, and I have them matching up to play for the national championship. But I have Luke Skywalker beating Darth Vader. I have Tommy Lloyd knocking off his mentor, the person that taught him everything he knows, because I like the depth of this team. I like Benedict Mather, and I like Christian Coloco's ability to defend on-ball screens and get back. Umar Ballo, who comes off the bench, is another long, lengthy. Dalen Terry has played so well. They share the ball as well as any team in the country. Tabellis is great. Their depth is overall just stunning. I think Arizona's going to win a national championship, which is crazy to think about, that Tommy Lloyd could go to Tucson in his first season as a head coach, win the Pac-12 regular season, conference tournament championship, and an NCAA championship.
Sean, but if the mentor knocks off, if the student knocks off the mentor, that's more Darth Vader knocking off Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's true. That's true, because I don't know.
Off Darth Vader.
Mark's not really his father, I mean.
There's a whole thing there, yeah. Sean Farnham, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Sean. ESPN Tournament Challenge is the #1 bracket game in the country. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app to sign up for both the men's and women's bracket games. Fill out your bracket by tip-off Thursday for a chance to win big prizes. Coming up, we go live to Tampa for more on the return of Tom Brady. What moves can the Bucs make now that they know TB12 is coming back? And much more on the NCAA tournament. The Bear is back. Last week he picked a 4-1 conference tournament winner. What does he have in store for us today?
You're watching the ESPN Tournament Challenge Marathon, presented by